Hello and welcome to Feel Good Fridays with Pastor Kristin. Perhaps one of the last ones that will be outside in my backyard. Oops, just lost the motion light to give me a little, I'm in the shade, so in the sun was too bright, in the shade is too dark, so I'm trying to keep our motion lights on. So I guess I'll have to move around a little bit more to keep those on today. But welcome to Feel Good Fridays. If you have tuned in with me at all recently, you know that fall is my favorite time of the year. I love the colors in the trees. I love the cooler, crisp days. Just last weekend, Stephen and I went to the Arboretum and walked around, and I was completely in awe of the colors and just the beauty of this time of year when the trees are all changing color and how beautiful everything is. I kept thinking, as I was seeing that, about a saying that I have frequently seen posted on Facebook and in other places this time of year, that the trees are about to show us how beautiful it is to let go. And I don't know about you, but I definitely have been having some days where I need to just let everything go. Give everything to God, let go, and just be in God's presence and trust that God has us in God's hands. And so I've been thinking about that a lot with the trees as the leaves have been falling, as the trees have been changing color, about how beautiful it is to let go. I also received an email this week from a leadership group that included an article from Dr. Drew Benson that was called Be Like a Tree. Seems like maybe I'm getting some kind of message this week. But he had three main points. First of all, he said that trees are made to adapt. They're made to adjust to the changing temperatures and to store up what they need, to make it through harsh winters, and to come back stronger in the spring. He also pointed out that trees are rooted. That as they grow wider and taller, their roots grow deeper and wider, connecting them to the space that they are in and also keeping them grounded in that space. He talks about the fact that lots of us have seen news reports after storms when a big tall tree is just standing strong in the midst of lots of other destruction because those trees are so rooted. And he challenged us to think about how we are rooted. What is keeping us grounded? And what are the things that connect us to the space and the people around us? He also said that trees do better together. They grow faster and better when they're in a dense, diverse forest than they do if they are on their own. We know that when we plant trees in our yards, that if they are kind of there in the middle of the yard and they're little, we need to protect them as they get going. But that as they grow in the middle of a forest, trees have that natural protection from the other trees and vegetation around them. And so a question about who else is in your forest. Who is there that's supporting you and helping you to stay strong in these challenging times? And how might you help someone else in this season that is more than challenging? When I was thinking about all of these things that have to do with trees and how trees are connected and grounded and all of that kind of stuff, it made me think of a song that I learned. I think I talked a couple of months ago about a record that I had when I was a little girl by Evie that taught some faith songs. I think the song I sang was the All Day song, Love 'Em in the Morning. But this song is called the Tree Song. Naturally, ironically, maybe, I don't know. But when I was looking for the chords for this song, I discovered that there was a verse that I had never heard before. I had heard a verse about a tree by a riverside and a tree in a city, But there was a verse about a tree in winter. And I thought about that and I was like, well, why is there not a song about trees in autumn, in the fall, when they're really beautiful and when they're teaching us all these valuable lessons? And so I decided that if I was going to talk about this today, I needed to add a verse about trees in autumn. So luckily, most of the words are there because the verses are kind of repetitive, so I didn't have to, stretch myself too far. But not promising any great things, but I did add an autumn verse. So this is the tree song. I saw a tree by the riverside one day as I walked along, straight as an arrow and pointing to the sky, growing tall and strong. How did you grow so tall and strong? I said to the riverside tree. This is the song that my tree friend sang to me. I've got roots growing down to the water. I've got leaves growing up to the sunshine. And the fruit that I bear is a sign of life in me. I am shade from the hot summer sundown. I am nest for the birds of the heaven. I'm becoming what the Lord of trees has meant me to be. A strong young tree. I saw a tree in the winter time when snow lay on the ground, straight as an arrow and pointing to the sky when winter winds blew all around. How do you stay so tall and strong? I said to the wintertime tree. This is the song that my tree friend sang to me. I've got roots growing down to the water. I've got leaves growing up to the sunshine. And the fruit that I bear is a sign of life in me. I am shade from the hot summer sundown. I am nest for the birds of the heavens. I'm becoming what the Lord of trees has meant me to be. A strong young tree. I saw a tree in the city streets where buildings block the sun. Green and lovely, I could see it gave joy to everyone. How do you grow in the city streets? I said to the downtown tree. This is the song that my tree friend sang to me. I've got roots growing down to the water. I've got leaves growing up to the sunshine. And the fruit that I bear is a sign of life in me. I am shade from the hot summer sundown. I am nest for the birds of the heaven. I'm becoming what the Lord of trees has meant me to be. A strong young tree. I saw a tree in the autumn days. Let's start that again. I had to change my pages and it messed me all up. I saw a tree in the autumn days when leaves were beginning to fall. Reds, oranges, yellows, and greens, beauty surrounding us all. How do you let go so beautifully? I said to the autumn. I was doing so good. 3 whole verses. You got it. And then I totally lost it. I'm going to start that one over from the beginning. My fingers are getting cold. I saw the tree in the autumn days when leaves were beginning to fall. Reds, oranges, yellows, and greens, beauty surrounding us all. How do you let go so beautifully? I said to the autumn day tree. This is the song that my tree friend sang to me. I've got roots growing down to the water. I've got leaves growing up to the sunshine. And the fruit that I bear is a sign of life in me. I am shade from the hot summer sundown. I am nest for the birds of the heavens. I'm becoming what the Lord of trees has meant me to be. A strong young tree. I was going to do a whole fancy ending there, but I had to flip back pages and I totally lost it. So there you go. There is the tree song along with an autumn verse that I had to repeat because I kind of lost my place. But I hope that in these days, as we are all finding our way, that you are able to feel grounded, that you are able to recognize that you are surrounded by a whole forest of people who love you and support you and encourage you, and that we are in this together, that God is with us, giving us strength. And as you look around and see the beauty of the trees, that they inspire you to know that if the trees can continue to adapt and to be beautiful in this time, that our hearts can do the same. I want to leave you with a few verses from Psalm 1. Blessed is the one who does not walk in the counsel of the wicked, or stand in the way of sinners, or sit in the seat of mockers. But this one's delight is in the law of the Lord, and on this law they meditate day and night. They are like a tree planted by streams of water, which yields its fruit in due season, and whose leaf does not wither. Whatever this one does prospers. I pray that you are planted by streams, or like we heard in the song, if you are planted in the city, that you still feel grounded and that you are lifting your arms to the sunshine of God, who shines on us even when the sunshine does not. Have a great day, everybody. Hope to see you at worship on Sunday, either in the parking lot or here online. Take care.